The list by Lake Superior State University continues a fairly long tradition in English of complaints about new words. So here is Dean Henry Alford in 1875, who was very concerned that desirability is really a terrible word. In 1760, Benjamin Franklin wrote a letter to David Hume, giving up the word colonize as bad. Over the years, we are also seeing worries about new pronunciations. Here is Samuel Rogers in 1855, who is concerned about some fashionable pronunciations that he finds offensive, and he says, as if contemplate were not bad enough, balking back makes me sick. The word is borrowed from Italian and it was pronounced bocconi. These complaints now strike us as cant, if not downright adorable. But here is the thing. We still get quite worked up about language change. I have an entire file in my office of newspaper articles which express concern about illegitimate words that should not have been included in the dictionary, including LOL. When it got into the Oxford English Dictionary and different when it got into the Oxford American Dictionary. I also have articles expressing concern about invite as a noun, impact as a verb, because only teeth can be impacted, and incentivize is described as boorish, bureaucratic, mixed-pick. Now, it's not that dictionary editors ignore this kind of attitudes about language. They try to provide us some guidance about words that are considered slang or informal or offensive, often through usage labels. But they're in something of a bind because they're trying to describe what we do, and they know that we often go to dictionaries to get information about how we should use a word well or appropriately. In response, the American Heritage Dictionaries include usage notes. Usage notes tend to occur with words that are troublesome in some way, and one of the ways that they can be troublesome is that they are changing meaning. Now, usage notes involve very human decisions, and I think as dictionary users, we are often not as aware of those human decisions as we should be. To show you what I mean, we'll look at an example, but before we do, I want to explain what the dictionary editors are trying to deal with in this usage note. Think about the word pursue and how you use the word. I would guess many of you are thinking of skim, scan, reading quickly. Some of you may even have some working involved. Because you are pursuing grocery store shelves or something like that, you might be surprised to learn that if you look in most standard dictionaries, the first definition will be to read carefully or pore over. American Heritage has that as the first definition. They then have as the second definition skim, and next to that, they say usage problem. And then they include a usage note, which is worth looking at. So here's the usage note. Per use has long meant to read thoroughly, but the word is often used more loosely to mean simply to read. further extension of the word to mean to glance over, skim, has traditionally been considered an error, but our ballot results suggest that it is becoming somehow more acceptable. When asked about the sentence, I only had a moment to pursue the manual quickly. 66% of the panel found it unacceptable in 1988, 58% in 1999, and 48% in 2011. The usage panel, that trusted body of language authorities who is getting more lenient about this. Now, what I hope you're thinking right now is, wait, who's on the usage panel and what should I do with their pronouncements? If you look in the front matter of American Heritage Dictionaries, you can actually find the names of the people on the usage panel. But who looks at the front matter of dictionaries? There are about 200 people on the usage panel. They include academicians, journalists, creative writers. There's a Supreme Court justice on it and a few linguists. As of 2005, the list includes me. Here's what we can do for you. We can give you a sense of the range of opinions about contested usage. That is and should be the extent of our authority. We are not a language academy. About once a year, I get a ballot that asks me about whether new uses, new pronunciations, new meanings are acceptable. Now here's what I do to fill out the ballot. I listen to what other people are saying and writing. I do not listen to my own likes and dislikes about the English language. I will be honest with you, I do not like the word impactful, but that is neither here nor there in terms of whether impactful is becoming common usage and becoming more acceptable in written prose. So to be responsible, what I do is go look at usage, which often involves going to look at online databases such as Google Books. Well, if you look for impactful in Google Books, here is what you find. Well, it sure looks like impactful is proving useful for a certain number of writers and has become more and more useful over the last 20 years. Now there are going to be changes that all of us don't like in the language. There are going to be changes where you think, really, does the language have to change that way? What I'm saying is we should be less quick to decide that change is terrible. We should be less quick to impose our likes and dislikes about words on other people. And we should be entirely reluctant to think that the English language is in trouble. It's not. It is rich and vibrant and filled with the creativity of the speakers who speak it. In retrospect, we think it's fascinating that the word nice used to mean silly, and that the word decimate used to mean to kill one in every 10. We think that Ben Franklin was being silly to worry about notice as a verb. Well, you know that. We're going to look pretty silly in 100 years for worrying about impact as a verb and invite as a noun. The language is not going to change so fast like can't keep up. Language just doesn't work that way. I hope that what you can do is find language change, not worrisome but fun and fascinating, just the way dictionary editors do. I hope you can enjoy being part of creativity that is continually remarking our language and keeping it robust. So how does a word get into a dictionary? It gets in because we use it and we keep using it. And dictionary editors are paying attention to us. If you're thinking, but let all of us decide what words mean, I would say yes, it does, and it always has. Dictionaries are the wonderful guide and resource, but there is no objective dictionary authority out there that is the final arbiter about what words mean. If a community of speakers is using a word and knows what it means, it's real. That word might be slangy. That word might be informal. That word might be a word that you think is illogical or necessary. But that word that we are using, that word is real. Thank you.